can't believe I did this again. This is so scary. I can hear the wolves talking. The wolves are talking to me. Canonically, to me currently, it is 8:07 in the morning and I need to leave in 15 minutes to go to work. So let's see if I can get this done real quick. Hi, my name's 𝐬𝐨𝐜𝐚𝐥. I am nothing short of a court jester. First things first, here's a timestamp for the skippies, or as I like to call them, loser little iPad babies without the comprehension skills to listen to someone talk for 90 seconds. Bye. Now it's just me and the people who actually respect me. Hi, I've done this twice before. This is my third time doing a 1 week sketchbook challenge where I take a sketchbook and I fill it within a week. It's pretty self-explanatory, really. I cut off any and all connection and communication with the outside world, and this becomes my entire life. I filmed the actual challenge over a month ago, but I'm gonna be so honest, for real, let's all just be happy that I'm still alive because I was so sick. This is a pocket-sized sketchbook from artcreation. Last time I did this, someone was like, hey, you should do this with an A5 sketchbook. I need you to know that that's never gonna happen, and you will pay for even putting that energy out into the universe. The artcreation sketchbook has 140 GSM paper and 80 pages. That leaves me with the average of 11.4 pages to fill a day, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I'd like to remind everyone that this is considered a page, and it has 2 sides to it, so effectively, it is closer to 23 pages to fill in a day, and suddenly it seems a lot more daunting. A sketchbook tour for this is coming, so subscribe to figure out when that's happening. I am giving you an hour of content, so the least you could do is throw me a subscribe. A subscribe, my lord? May I have a subscribe? A little penny? A penny for my work? This is such a long video, so I'll see you in the outro. I know I keep doing this to myself, but I made the decision that I was doing this approximately 10:13 yesterday in the middle of a meeting at work. Here we are. I used a art creation sketchbook last time as well. I mentioned in my sketchbook showdown video where I compared every single sketchbook that I've ever used. I mentioned that I like the fact that art creation are very affordable and that they have really cute covers on their sketchbooks, but I don't like the fact that their paper is so toned. And someone commented, they do have sketchbooks that have like white paper, but the covers are like corkboard. And then looking into it, this person was completely right. Thank you. I've found myself a art creation sketchbook. It's a pocket size. It's like everything is comparable to their regular this piece of hair. Hold on. Okay, this is basically the same as their other sketchbooks. It's the same size, same dimensions, but the paper is white. Do I wish that the cover was cuter than corkboard? Sure, but beggars can't be choosers. Hey, art creation, if you're watching this, what do I need to do to make you guys to make the white paper sketchbooks with the cute covers? I'm willing to do a lot for white paper. We're gonna start this off by decorating the sketchbook and counting pages and marking where I need to be by the end of the different days. We'll pull out my sticker books. I have since last time acquired another one. This one that is solely for like Patreon stickers. I've accumulated so many stickers. Am I spending a ridiculous amount of time covering the front of a sketchbook that I'm going to fill in a week? Yes. And Oh no, I just got invited to something. I can't believe I'm saying no to disc golf. Okay, so next order of business is dividing up the pages. 80 pages. So it's like 12-ish. 8, 9, 12. Okay. That's day 1. 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think I might have miscounted here. Hold on. 5, 6, 7. Yep. Do you know how horrifying it would have been if I didn't spot that mistake and then at the end I realized that I had like 16 pages left for the final 2 days? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've divided it up. First 5 days, 12 pages. Final 2 days, 10. It's you and me, buddy. I feel so bad for blowing my friend off. I went into this challenge again with unbridled gusto. Also, compared to 1 year ago when I did this the first time, I planned it out so that day 6 and 7 fell on work days rather than 1 and 2. I figured it would be more beneficial for me to feel somewhat accomplished early on instead of day 3 looking back and seeing that day 1 and 2 only produced a maximum of 8 pages. I also get slightly better at this for every time I do it. The first time, I had to bend the rules on a technicality and said that since I didn't start until noon on day 1, technically, I had until noon on day 8 and I would still be within the 168-hour time frame. On my second try, I finished about 12 hours earlier, and you will soon realize something. And I don't know what has happened since November, because I am being suspiciously efficient. Something that probably helped was not spending too much time looking for references in between pages. I was literally just choosing the first and the best photo that triggered even like an atom of inspiration in me, and I just went with it.
Songs on this playlist have this airy psychedelic rock vibe. It's not too loud, it's very dreamy, almost nostalgic. It sounds like a song from the 70s. Yeah, start giving yourself cold sweats, so just relax. But then the song choices get confusingly alarming with the playlist. There's one called, okay, so the song is understood. It's called Show Me, but the lyrics are quite eerie. It sings, way to go, just keep nodding until your head comes off. Let's start, self.
Terrible news, everyone. I'm running out of steam and I've done 3 spreads. Honestly, what is pissing me off more is that my camera's not charging as quickly as I want and or need it to. I've done a drawing on a separate piece of paper because I drew in the sketchbook with markers, and when you draw with markers you get bleed through. That was the quickest description of that I could have ever done. I've been at it for 3 hours, so doing 4 spreads in 3 hours, you know, I'm going to be working for 10 hours a day. Is that more than I want to? Sure, but like not every spread is going to be a long one. Sometimes. I mean, remember last time where I did 30 seconds per page for like half an hour? My goal is to not have to revert back to line of action. I do appreciate the optimism, I'll give her that. But we'll see. I don't have a lot of faith in myself. I haven't talked about why I am putting myself through this again. So I'm gonna talk about that while I fill this page. I did my first ever 1 week sketchbook challenge basically exactly a year ago. When that was over, I was like, well, I'm so glad I never have to do that again. And then I did it again. And that video kind of blew up is not the right word, but it did, you know, it gave me like a couple of thousand subscribers and a lot more, you know, support. And it was nice. It was a nice feeling. And maybe, you know, let's be honest, I might be chasing the high of that again. But also, there is such an immense feeling of accomplishment when you have this book at the end of the week. It's similar to the feeling I had when I did Peachtober. I've done Peachtober, I've done Inktober before, and I always end the month feeling like I proved myself wrong, because I go into it being like, this is going to be an absolute nightmare, and like, yeah, maybe it is, but filling a sketchbook in a week and also wanting everything to be perfect, they cannot coexist. So at least for 7 days, I have to put away my perfectionist tendencies and just deal with it. Deal with disappointment when it comes and just figure it out. I think I'm like desperately hoping that at some point something is going to like click within me and I am just going to wake up one day and not be so hard on myself. It has yet to happen, but still we persist. This is one of those not good spreads. Cool. Okay, another page. Done. Flipping over. Four spreads left for today. It's not even dark outside. Watch it and weep. Ta-da! Come on. This is so scary. This is so scary. Hey, come on. Island Tallulah, Island Tallulah. It is genuinely only that part as well that's stuck in my head. Look at this guy. The other side of the paper. He's about to face my sketchbook for the rest of his life. This is actually really fun. This is charming. Cool. Let's sacrifice this one. I glued it too close to the binding. Once again, horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. I don't know if I should laugh or cry at this. So I've finished all the pages for day number 1 now. How I managed to, number 1, do all the pages, still light out, and I also drew a hand, like semi-successfully, freehand. No sketch, just whipped it out. Who the fuck am I? Do we all remember the hand incident of November 2024? I am so thoroughly confused. Have I missed any pages? Nope, no mistakes, just a suspicious amount of productivity for day 1. Yeah. I guess I'll just hang out, but what the fuck is going on? Good morning, it's day 2. I'm still kind of riding on the high of me finishing day 1 without any trouble. This is what we're working with for day 2. I run into this issue every single time I do this challenge, where I, at some point, get just slightly cocky, and then karma finds me and shoves its entire foot up my ass. I'm going to try a new approach today, because usually I'll work like spread by spread or page by page, maybe 2 by 2. If I'm working with markers like this, I'll use paper on the other side to glue over the B. Sure. But I'm going to see what happens if I just sketch out like 5 spreads at once. The sketching part is the hard part, because that's when you have to like actually come up with something. The other part, you just finish it off. I'm pulling out my gouache again. Not only am I pulling out my jelly gouache, I also have actual gouache now. It's a fucking pamphlet. I don't think I've ever bought paint and gotten a pamphlet with it. Oh. It's about colour mixing. Huh. You know what? I might actually keep this, because the colour chart seems very useful to have. I have no idea how jelly gouache and designer gouache are gonna react to each other, but I guess we'll find out. Oh, okay. That's not the right color. Yeah, I see why these are called designer gouache. That's sad, because I don't want to spend the amount of money that you need to get designer gouache. Oh well, I didn't think it would be like this easy for me to figure this out. Thought it would be a bit of a learning curve to work with different paint, but okay, well, do not think that I'm complaining at all. I'm very happy. Oh, now it's bleeding. That was not my intention. Okay, I just do not have the patience to wait, and quite frankly, this is not the time to be waiting around for paint to dry. What is always a bit of a struggle during these types of challenges is finding balance. And hey, I'm not pretending to be some kind of eat, pray, love life guru, because when I'm doing these challenges, I am doing these challenges and basically nothing else. But there is something to be said about balancing the time spent for different parts of the process. How much time do I need to get a sketch done so that it's good enough that I won't hate the end result, but it can't take me 45 minutes because there is no way I am finishing anything at that speed. So if you're wanting to work on speeding up your own process, may I suggest having no other choice? Brilliant strategy, works like a charm. I asked people on Instagram to send me photos of their pets so that I could draw their pets with my left hand. I'm not left-handed. Left-handed people smell weird and they believe that the earth is flat. We've got some real solid ones here. I think that I'm gonna get at least 6 pages out of this. And it feels almost mean to draw them with my left hand. I'm running out of steam, which is not good because I'd like to remind you, I've got 5 days left of this. How many pages do I have left for today? 1, 2, so I've got 6 spreads. It's 4:30, 6 spreads. If I'm real productive, maybe I'll get this done by 6 p.m. Who knows? I guess we'll see.
Look, no one made you get in this car. You wanted to.
Once again, it's still light out, and I have finished my spreads for the day. I've spent copious amounts of time drawing with my left hand now, and several of them have been what I would call alleged dogs. It is a dog, allegedly. This too is a dog, allegedly. Look at this. I'm so suspicious. Finished it even quicker today than yesterday. I'm so suspicious. It's day 3. I overslept today, so I'm about an hour almost behind schedule, and it's going to be even worse because I'm wasting another half an hour to go out and buy food. Yesterday when I was on my run, or before I went on my run, I had to make sure that my run was nowhere close to anywhere where I could buy like fast food. Lo on day 3 is a different person than Lo on day 2. Tomorrow I'm also going home to celebrate my niece's birthday. So I know that there's going to be less time tomorrow. So maybe, and this is maybe with the biggest M ever, I'll be able to get something done for day 4 today. I'm going to go load up on carbohydrates, and then I'll be back for day 3.
Feel way worse and really exacerbate your symptoms. I'm not saying we can never talk about glitches in the matrix, obviously. I can't with this. This is one magical thinking, and I don't say that lightly. I suffer from magical thinking a second. And then you go to a restaurant and there was a typo on the menu. In carefully on this video, and you go to kind of towards the end of the video. The way the lighting is, it's kind of a light balloon on a dark background, but at the end of the video, it crosses over something light. Everybody get great satisfaction in this, because if there's one thing everybody in the world can agree on, it's that we don't like.
Not great, not terrible. I've hit the point where I contemplate just scrapping this entire thing and just saying, fuck it, I'm not doing it. Not doing it. I feel empty. I feel empty because I feel like every single page has to be something new. Like when I yesterday spent an hour and a half doing the left-hand drawings, I felt so bad because I was like, oh, well, now I'm just doing a bunch of the same thing in a row. That's no fun. 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 pages of sketches. Last year, I did this thing that was a technique straight out of kindergarten, where I would paint on one page and then close the book and mush the pages together to have the paint transfer to the other side. And somehow, I am now perhaps doing something at an even earlier part of childhood development. I am making snow crystals from paper. Making snow crystals from paper was my bread and butter when I was in kindergarten. Alright, I was so good at it, and that talent has not been lost with the years. I'm still pushing out banging paper snow crystals. I'm at the point where I'm just grumbling. Old man shouts at cloud level. Almost 6:30. I have only done like half of the spreads for the day, which is not good. One thing that makes me feel bad when I do these challenges is when I feel like I'm not doing a reference photo justice, because this is a really cool reference photo that I'm working with. I just do not have like the time, and that makes me feel bad. I feel really bad. I'm in a bad mood on day 3. Day 3 was what took me, apparently. That was what needed to happen for me to be in a pissy mood. I just got an idea. Should I do a live stream on Instagram so that I can fill some pages? It is day 4 and I'm behind. I also, in 4.5 hours, have to be on a train to go to an 11-year-old's birthday party. I'm about as unsure of how we're going to do this as you are. But because I'm behind, you know what that means. Line of action.com. Did not think I would end up back here, but okay. Didn't want to end up here again, but here we are. So the line of action did fill 5 spreads. It's 12:11 and I'm not doing good. Maybe I'll bring like 3 pens and ask my family to draw in my book. Is that cheating? No. No.
Which is actually my favorite aspect of all of this, is being able to pack orders. So once I open, it's like this prep work is done, but now there's a whole other way. Like there are some holes, some weird places where the color range, because that's what they're called, and that means that as you layer colors on top of each other, once a layer dries, it will be overall intelligence. So I wanted to increase my attention span because it was destroyed by TikTok and learn language. I'm not gonna lie, I pretty much entirely forgot about the language part. You know, moving cities, like changing things happening, it just kind of slipped my mind. So I think I've done like a week of Duolingo. So it's okay, we still have time, and we'll get back on it. And the other thing was to increase my attention span. I've been doing a lot more reading, and that's been helping. So I think forums, because social media is one of my hobbies, and get invited to one like influencer event in the 6 months. Just one. So dancing, we did a little bit of practice, and I do dance workouts, but I don't think I've actually improved in my skills in dancing.
One thing about me is that I will make anything a lot harder than it has to be, including drawing. So to try to combat that, I am purposefully trying to do more drawings where I focus on shapes and the larger picture rather than getting too detailed. A really easy way to do that is to work with large tools. So if you're using only the fine or brush side of markers, turn that bitch around and use a chisel nib. If you use small round brushes, pick up a stupidly broad flat square brush. Luckily for me, my vision is just like slightly fucked up. So it's not difficult for me to get rid of details in pictures. I just kind of have to take off my glasses and stand back. But if you're blessed with 20/20 vision, may I suggest just unfocusing your eyes so everything is slightly blurry and then trying to figure out shapes and colors that way? This is one of the better spreads in this godforsaken book. 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I know this is insane to hear, but only 18 pages? Psh, it's nothing. That's nothing. Hi, welcome to the middle of the floor. This is a piece of string. I'm gonna see if I can paint with it. Wait, I should probably lay down a towel. Oh my god. Oh, fuck you. Just, you are going to participate whether you like it or not. I've lost it. I've lost it. I accidentally didn't record this thing, so I'm going to give you a quick demonstration of what you missed. Something akin to this. This is what you missed. Sorry about that.
Og torsdag så fikk jeg en sånn ganske stor stykke med sånn suksesstarte, sammen med gul krem.
Ja, det er favoritt med Roger, det.
Ja, og denne, hun synes jo selv også at den er smart. Ja. Ja, vet du.
Aner ikke hvem han er.
Nei. Han har skrivet den der hvite gutter.
Første mulighet jeg tar, skjønner jeg hvem sier det.
Har jeg noen mørke hemmeligheter, egentlig?
It's currently about 3 hours later than I would have liked to start. Don't ask me about anything, okay? Don't. While I was waiting for the bus, I drew these 2 leaves. So I'm gonna have to finish that up. This is some leftover wrapping paper from the birthday gift that I wrapped yesterday, so I kind of just want to glue that in here. I feel kind of bad because I did draw a bunch of your guys' pets. I didn't get to all of them. Love you guys. I only have one hand right now, but I'll figure something out. So I have several other pets that I can use for inspiration. I'm only 2 spreads behind. Not too bad, but I do know that tomorrow I start back at work. So all of this is for the next 3 days. I don't have time to stand here and plan things, but I would like to point out something that I did yesterday that I was like probably my favorite spread in the entire sketchbook, and also I had so much fun with it. And it was these Van Gogh studies. I've spent a lot of time reading about Van Gogh lately. One of the things that he has a really cool brushwork. We were watching the news and they had footage of the Pope, and we were like, okay, how long do we think until he dies? It's been, what, 12 hours? Like 12 hours after we discussed that, yeah, the Pope is not gonna live for much longer. He was dead. J.D. Vance killed him, allegedly. Really like this the pink cat. It looks stupid. I like him. I do appreciate the Pet Cemetery looking guy. The bunnies are my favorite in the sense that I think they look the best. I think they are by far, especially the pink one, is the best of the left-handed pet portraits. I don't know what happened here. I mean, the owner did agree. They did say that the dog does look like Chewbacca, so I will not take all the responsibility. I hated this when I first did it. Now looking at him, I mean, still kind of ugly, but I mean, it's charming. So now I think I got 20 blank pages. It's almost 4 p.m. Not good, but also not the worst. I know it seems like I've still got light in my eyes. Don't be fooled. That's just the camera screen being reflected. Originally, when I sat down, I was planning on doing very quick, max 5-minute figure drawings. Very quickly abandoned that idea. So quick that I might as well not even have had the idea in the first place. I just wanted to do something good that I could look at and be like, yeah, that's decent. I feel like that is something I needed every day. At least like 2 spreads I didn't hate the look of, or I would legitimately just with a and then before. And I mean that from the bottom of my soul. I have 10 pages left. It's 8:15. I will stay up if I have to get all those pages finished. I have not been as lazy with my pages today as I probably should have been. Original plan of doing 1 hour of 6-minute figure drawings turned into almost a full day of doing like 15 to 20-minute figure drawings. This is where every time I'm like, oh my god, I can just lie. I can just lie to the internet, because everyone lies on the internet. Like, who's gonna know if I just add an extra day, don't tell anyone, and just pretend that I did this for a week? But the thing is, I can't do that because my conscience won't let me. The things I would do to just be a liar. I was really hoping to get things done beforehand. Like, I was hoping to get like halfway into day 6 today. That's what I get for being hopeful, I guess. Hey kids, abandon all hope, ye who enter here. Here being 1 week sketchbook challenges. Hi, this is, sorry, his face is pressed into the pillow. This is Captain Cuddles. He's shy. I've finished the sketchbook. How fucking brilliant would that be? I finished the pages for day 5. So for the final pages, like the final pages, I did more. Great. I did more line of action. I did a few more. Almost called it still lives. Human still lives. Hey, the next 2 days are going to be brutal. Absolutely brutal. The first page I did today was this one. It was a real stinker. It doesn't look like that much, like when you just do it like this. If I was to do this and just say, oh, I'm gonna fill these pages in a day, you'd be like, okay, yeah, you can do that in like an hour. And like, yeah, sure, I could draw a little stick. Oh my god, Gronk. I haven't drawn Gronk yet. Alright, well, I guess day 6. The return of Gronk. Hi, welcome to my lunch break. I'm eating mashed potato from a cup. I did a sketch, but I want to use alcohol markers for it, so it will have to wait till I get home. The first time I did this, I did it at the exact same time last year. Day 1 and 2 were the ones that I was working. So I had the entire rest of the week to catch up on, because I think I did like maybe 4 spreads during those 2 days. I have, by the end of tomorrow, this needs to be filled. I don't have any days off to catch up. I guess we'll see at the end of this which strategy is the best. I have a sneaking suspicion that perhaps I was onto something last year. She's back home. I used to, back in the day, do a lot more heavy line work with my markers. And a lot of the time I'd do like cell shading as well. And I think I'm going to try to do that now. Me and my trusty 0.4 fine liner. Pretty sure I have like 14 pages left for today that I haven't sketched anything on. So that's gonna be, hey, the final 20 pages in this book, they're not gonna be good. They're gonna be filled, but they're not gonna be good. God, I wish I could twirl my pen.
Bummer when you try and post or something, you're like, oh, I think this will work fine, or it won't be like the best of the best at top tier or whatever, but it'll get the job done. And
this usable space with a sticker, but I do think it's because most of the time, at least in this planner space, it's inside of a pre-dated planner most of the time, or even if it's not, people are using it for that reason. They don't know the good use of a good paper, that's all.
I think that I got a comment kind of similar to this one. It wasn't necessarily about paper specifically, it was about some PET designs I was using, which came off the tape. How those ones out stuck in.
It's so much easier, but then at the same time, I say that, I'm like, it is really nice, especially if I have to like take it out of the notebook.
I like my perfectionism a little bit. It's like by using a bullet journal and by having it in a bound notebook, I feel like over time,
on the family one, I was like, oh, I didn't click the button, for whatever reason, but maybe just keep them separate. It's safer that way.
I have the same kind of thing with the separate calendars, the separate things and whatnot. I foolishly made 2 of the calendars the same.
I know where people are coming from because so many of us in the community talk about it, especially being on the brand team and doing stuff with the affiliates and everything else like that. We do talk about it a lot, call that, but it mixes in. And at the end of the day, better than using it often and doing all of that, when all of a sudden it doesn't work for you, it does throw a wrench into your flow. And just because it's like, this isn't why, it's like something's up here. It's just not the same norm that it had been before. And I grabbed just a regular gel pen, one of my favorites, those DXs, and I was like, ooh, remember the good old days.
At certain points, he will touch on more serious topics, like the issue of patient brokering in rehab facilities, which is not a theory, it is a well-documented occurrence. I actually think it would be a great thing if Shane used his platform to bring attention to this thing that happens. And I'm not calling Shane a liar, but I feel like anyone who grew up poor would at least be aware of the existence of store brands. Are we noticing a pattern? Because between this and his actions, he had no right to be in and doing untold damage for the sake of helping people. And now, in 2024, he's an innocent little baby who doesn't understand off-brand animal crackers or the way TJ Maxx work he's doing. He's been on the internet for far too long not to, and he's been proven in the past to be a very calculated person.
I don't know if I can explain to you how much I want to just close the sketchbook and do something else. Gronk has returned. My son is back. So Gronk he's gotten himself a little kite and he's very happy. He says yippee. I've realized that the pocket sketchbook, like this size, is perfect for the size portraits that I draw. This is the perfect size for portraits. I can fit basically one portrait on each page. It is the perfect size. If I ever decide to take on I'm not even finished with one challenge, and I'm like, hey, if I ever take on the 100 head challenge, shut up. If I was to do the 100 head challenge, perfect size sketchbook. Why am I doing this to myself? I feel like I'm gonna cry. I'm just so over it. It's almost 9. Okay, I'm finishing this page, and then I guess we're doing fucking line of action again. I can hear the wolves talking. The wolves are talking to me. Girl, get a grip. Let me show you guys what I got done today. There you go. Oh, Lo, that's a blank page. I think you need... No, I'm showing you the right page. That's the fucking problem. I have 7 hours to fill 18 pages. And there's nothing I want to do less. What I am surprisingly impressed with myself about in this sketchbook is I think the level has like gone up from the other ones. At least there's a new episode of one of my favorite shows out, so I get to watch that while I ruin some 40-year-old magazines.
Sitt ned. Det virker som det blåser opp.
So, desperate times, I have turned to my lovely, lovely followers on Instagram, begging them, pleading for help. I'm drawing things, and I think what's going to be even funnier is I draw things with absolutely no reference. Draw any animal with a human face, which is perfect, because my friend sent me a video today, a reel, about how medieval paintings of cats, it was just animals in general, like the medieval paintings of animals, they had no idea what the animals actually looked like, so they just put human faces on with like vague descriptions of animals. These were by far my least favorite pages in the sketchbook. And to be fair, they just prove something that I am painfully aware of, which is that I am heavily reliant on reference photos. This is not a dig at the poor person who gave me the idea of what to draw. I myself chose to, for some reason, draw without reference photos. That was stupid of me, honestly. I hated these pages so much, and I was so embarrassed about them that I wanted to either cut them out, glue them together, or cover them with something else. Instead, they get to live as a reminder to myself that I need to work on my visual library. I think the eyebrows is what really does it. Again, what do birds look like? I can't do this. Or this is actually the ugliest page in this entire sketchbook. There's only one spread left. And for my final trick, I will be finger painting. No, I am being so serious. I am finger painting. I'm also putting my hair up before I start getting paint on my fingers. I'm really happy this is over. I also feel like this week has been so much easier than any of the previous ones. And I don't know why. I don't know what happened. I don't know who I sold my soul to. Do I have any idea what I'm painting? No. That's none of my business. Obviously, there have been moments where I've been like, okay, there's nothing I want to do less right now than draw. At the same time, it's been like fine. So it hasn't been like pure torture. Like it has felt like quite a few times before. I don't know if I would say that I get a lot of joy out of sketchbooking when I'm good at it, which is a bit of an issue because what do you do when you're not good at something? Do you just like not do it at all then? What I always do every single time I do one of these challenges is like I remember that, oh, this is fun. Like drawing in a sketchbook can be fun. Because I have such a level of anxiety when I work in my sketchbook a lot of the time because I am so scared of feeling like I've wasted time and resources. Like I've wasted paper and I've wasted my energy and my time spending it drawing something that is like not worth it. I would like to do proper air quotes, but for obvious reasons that's not going to happen. It's also been easier somehow to come up with things. One thing is to like draw for 9 hours. That's, you know, most people can do that. But it's a completely different thing to try to come up with something funky and fresh and new every like 20 minutes. What have I learned in this sketchbook? I have learned that I prefer doing figure studies with charcoal. I've learned that if I go in guns a-blazing with absolutely no plan, no reference, nothing, it will look bad and I will feel sad at the end of the drawing. Is it weird that I like the way this looks? Perhaps toddler vibes is onto something. Is this toddler core? Maybe I can try to draw a little flower. Dun, dun, dun. You know what? Recommend this. Like, it's kind of therapeutic to put your fingers in the paint. You don't have as much control, but I mean, this kind of might actually be fun to do on like a larger scale. This is a very effective way of mixing colors. It's just using the paint brushes that God gave you. I think I just finished the sketchbook. Okay, this is just as strange every time. Like, I think I've said this every single time I finish one of these sketchbooks. It's so anticlimactic. I've spent the past 168 hours consumed by this book, and then by shoving my fingers in paint for 15 minutes. It's done. I almost feel sad. Like, I almost feel sad that it's over. I'm not going to feel sad tomorrow morning, though. I get my life back. This is going to dry overnight. I'm going to go to bed at a reasonable hour for once. And I guess the hosting version of 𝐬𝐿 will take over from here. She'll also let you know how it goes getting the paint from underneath my fingernails, because I'm not feeling too hopeful right now. Good night. Wasn't that fun? For you? Not for me, but for you. Not me, not Hermione, but you. Also going to be posting my favorite spreads from the sketchbook on my Instagram, so if you need a little incentive. This video just keeps getting darker and darker. I could flip you, but there's laundry everywhere on this side, so. Anyways, the Annabelle doll is on tour, and I need to talk to whoever is responsible, because what do you mean Annabelle the doll is on tour? And is she heading to Washington, DC? For no particular reason.